Hello, everyone. I'm Astrologer Val Evans. Thanks for watching. It is Sunday, December 29th, and we are going to get to the bottom of a couple of questions about Meghan Markle today. So, welcome everybody to the chat. Elfaz Marie from Sedona is here, Kimberly from Utah, and Hanani. Happy Sunday to you as well. And hello, Marib. We don't have Amber today, but she will be on tonight. We are doing a special investigation on a mystery, and you can see that on Instagram. But here's an image that I shared earlier today. It is the AI murder that we think is possible. At least the victim, who is right now being considered just a victim of suicide, is it really suicide? So we're going to look at that, get to the bottom of what is going on. His mom is coming out and really being critical of the investigation, if there even was one. All right. Now I'm going to get on to, oops, Meghan's solar return chart. Now, I call this the Destiny Calendar, and you can go on to my website and order one for yourself if you're interested. And I also do a little, it's like an intro to show you what the solar chart is all about. And I'm just going to share it real quick.
Make accurate predictions about your life by the month using your solar return chart. It's a calendar starting on the first month of your birthday and reveals life-changing events throughout your year.
So we're going to look at the calendar for Meghan Markle. And welcome, Toy. It looks like you've got a nice Sunday planned. Thanks for joining us. And hello to your mom and your friend. Okay, so what can we find out from the solar return chart for Meghan Markle? And before we even begin, I just want to be really clear. If you're Team Sussex or Team Windsor, you're probably not going to like this show. We look at this objectively. There's going to be some pros and cons. And, I'm pretty objective when it comes to this. I don't have really any ill will towards any member of the royal family, as we shouldn't, because it's astrology. And a lot of this is destiny, what we're supposed to be dealing with when we come to planet Earth. There's something that I thought of when I was looking at Meghan Markle's chart. And I was thinking about how you see a lot of people just basically, you think, get the prize. It often happens with actresses who get the Oscar. They win the Oscar that year, and then something just pretty awful happens. You see that with Sandra Bullock for one thing. The Blind Side. Funny enough, she was being awarded with an Oscar for that. And then it was just a matter of days when she found out that her whole personal life was crumbling. And there are a few other also things that happened. I believe it was Halle Berry who had gotten the Oscar that year, and then soon after divorced because all hell broke loose. I mean, I think it was just weeks after she won. So I think of Meghan Markle, how she gets her prince, and she just, the amount of possibilities that she felt that she would have access to. But then all of the sudden, and it wouldn't just take place over a period of months, it would be over a period of years. So she, unfortunately, all of us have to pay for something really good. I wouldn't say all of us, but it just seems like Meghan Markle paid the ultimate price. So we are going to look at some of the timing for her starting in 2018. You're listening from a vet appointment with the new pup Cookie. Okay. Well, if if Cookie barks, let us know because we'll know that's a small clue. And hello to Cody as well. You are going to die when you see this. I'm going to show you the asteroids in the chart for Wallis Simpson. Why would we look at the asteroids for anybody joining us who doesn't know anything about astrology? Well, what you could do is you have to go to astro.com and you have to plug in, you go to the name asteroids. What you do is you pull that chart, but you select the name if there is a name of an asteroid. And because what are names? Names are symbols. And what do you know? You can see Meghan's name asteroid among all of these planets in Wallis Simpson's birth chart. And of course, it's in Gemini, which would represent the twin. Are they twins? Well, that's arguable. Are they? Do they look alike? Not many people say they look alike. Prince Philip thought they did, or Duchess Meghan reminded him of Duchess Wallis. They both have the title Duchess, so that would be a twin. So interesting how it's 1 degree. The asteroid Meghan is at 11 degrees, and Duchess Simpson's Pluto is within a degree of that. So, what does Pluto mean? Pluto means betrayal. It means revenge. It means, transformation. The destiny to transform something. We don't know. But usually, when you are compared to Duchess Simpson, it doesn't seem to be so good because the kingdom does not want a lady, especially a divorced lady, which they both are, taking their prince away from them. So it's considered almost like a thief, which in poor form, Gemini would also be seen as. And then here we go. Lots of pictures of Duchess Simpson with Duchess Meghan. So, who else is also in Wallis Simpson's birth chart? Believe it or not, it is Diana. Diana's on the other side of the stellium, and the stellium means a cluster of planets. So, super, super strong when you have a whole bunch of planets in one house. And now Diana she's at 1 degree Cancer, so she's not exactly the twin, but she's part of that Mercury energy there, which is right there, also meaning the twin. It's interesting too, because Mercury and Pluto would indicate lots and lots, Pluto lots and lots, of twins. So maybe we're not done seeing twins and twinning. And so in this case, we did back in the day, there were comparisons with Princess Diana and Duchess Simpson. So I think that there might be a couple of differences here. One is that Princess Diana was seen as a victim, that her husband didn't love her. And I think that because people felt sorry for her situation, or even sorry for her, they gave her a lot of empathy and sympathy. It's not so much the case for Duchess Meghan. I also think that Duchess Meghan is more of a twin with Duchess Simpson, because we're talking about a mutual appreciation of each other with the couple itself, with the prince and the duchess, or the duke and the duchess. So we're talking about a couple that stayed together and lasted through all of the turmoil, which I think is possible for Duchess Meghan. Teresa, Lena has a stellium in Aquarius. That is a future teller. That is a visionary for sure. Face painter, I'm sure Wallis had the same toxic media treatment. Any woman who marries into the family gets the nasty press treatment, right? Exactly. Yes, I think so too. And you know what? Who knows if that's true? It's always like reported, but who knows if he said that. We don't know who's behind those reports, but exactly. Hello, Buckeye. Nice to see you. Okay. Now, okay, face painter. Diana's sympathy came after her death. I'm not sure about that. I kind of remember, those pictures of seeing her sitting in front of the Taj Mahal by herself. She just didn't look healthy. And there were so many reports of their marriage problems many years beforehand. So I remember having sympathy for her even as a teenager, thinking, God, when is she going to get out of this marriage? So a little bit of a difference there. All right. So this is the 2018. This is just a little piece of it. The solar return chart for Meghan. And the ascendant is in Libra. Now, I've seen the ascendant in Libra when you're getting married. Libra is marriage, it's union. It's also music. I was looking the other day at Christina Aguilera's charts, and when she had a big hit that came out in music, Libra was on her rising sign. So in this case, this is August 2018. So Duchess Meghan was already married. She is seen, the ascendant, how you are seen, as married. So she's a married woman. And so what we're going to do is we're going to look at her rising sign planet, and that's Venus. So Venus is in the 12th house. So nobody really sees her. I mean, maybe they do sometimes, but it seems in the 12th house that year at least, she seems kind of isolated because the 12th house is sort of isolation, it's solitary confinement. She might feel like she's in jail. And remember, keeping in mind, this is at the end of the summer now. She's a married lady now, and there are problems. There are issues. Now, if your rising sign is in the 12th house and there aren't poor aspects to it, you may enjoy it. You might enjoy the peace and quiet. You're always so out there in the 10th house or the 9th house. It might be a nice year for you where you're like, oh, I can take a break. And maybe she is too, because planning a royal wedding is exhausting for sure, even with all the help. But down here in the 4th house, there is something going on. And let me double check. You can see this. Yeah, a little bit. I wish I could make this a little bit bigger for you. Actually, I think I can. Hold on. Yeah. So let's talk about thinking about moving. When you're thinking about moving, you're going to look for Uranus. Now, at this point, they are, I believe, still in Kensington Palace, but there's some stuff happening behind the scenes where they are about to leave. And there's conversation about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the Lord of the 4th house, which is Saturn. Saturn is retrograde that year. So it's kind of like something wrong with that house. Could be the people in it that you don't like. Looks like there's a lot of people in there and they are fighting. There's a bunch because Pluto means a lot. And it could also, in Capricorn, this is government, this is rules. This is a house with a lot of rules. Could be a palace, could be Kensington Palace. So we're looking at Saturn here, and Saturn in the third house is apartment. So this could be a government owned apartment, which I think Kensington Palace is. So we're looking at Uranus here, and it's directed right to the Lord of the 4th house. And that means somebody's moving. And you know what? Because of the blue line, it quote unquote is an easy move. Somebody gives you a place to go, you go. However, there's a little problem there. Meghan doesn't want to go. She does not want to go. You see that? She's there and she is squaring the 4th house Lord. This could also be Frogmore Cottage, where she doesn't want to go to that little house that's got 5-foot ceilings. She's like, I don't want that. And so you can see that she's there. Also keep in mind, as far as her mindset, and this goes for any of us, if we have our chart ruler and it is squaring Saturn, this is kind of like low. It's delays, it's disappointments. It's also people kind of making fun of you, making you feel shamed. Oh, how dare she not want Frogmore Cottage? Um, just almost kind of like embarrassing things that can come out or that might embarrass you. And you're like, I don't want all of this stuff out there in the news. So for her, she is down, she's depressed, uh, possibly, and yet she is moving. And will the move be successful? Well, yes, there's part of fortune up at the top there, and you can see how it's connected to Uranus, which is the move. Kind of crazy there. So, Saturn is in a square, especially to you. It can be it can be tough. Keeping in mind too that when you have a square to any planet that is in Virgo, Virgo can show a critical mind. It could like nothing is right. Like, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. And also can show that people are critical of you. So, unfortunately, that year, I mean, the fourth house lord is her dad as well. So, there's some stuff also going on with her father, retrograde. Father is not doing so well, health poor, and she doesn't want to talk. Third house is communication. So, you can see how these planets can mean different things depending on what question you're asking about that year. Nicola, Frogmore Cottage is 5,000 square feet. It was considerably bigger than the house she and Harry had been living in. I think they were in Kensington Palace. I believe they were at the apartments, and so they had to move from the apartment to Frogmore, but they kept their office at Kensington Palace. I am going to delete some of these comments. Sorry, don't try to start a fight. It's hard. I know it's hard because there are so many different points of view and opinions. Lily, wish someone would hand me a house. Suddenly you're a princess. You're being told all of these wonderful things are going to happen to you. And then what I'm seeing with her chart is, oh, there's some drama going on. Now, who is causing this drama? Why did Meghan Markle really leave? And I mean the UK. So we're going to get to the bottom of it.